Microphones and Monsters is a Creative Typo production. Special thanks to Mead and Patrick T. Arsenault, our executive... Microphones and Monsters is a Creative Typo production. Microphones and Monsters is a Creative Typo production. Special thanks to Mead. Special thanks to Mead and Patrick T. Arsenault, our executive... Why can't I finish the sentence? Microphones and Monsters is a Creative Typo production. I'm just doing it wherever. I'm just saying whatever I want, whenever I want to. What was the other thing that I had to read? Scroll, scroll, scroll. This is the interesting part.
All right, I'm recording now.
His
Just
track's
means we
going to
have
be a
a lot
lot
to trim
shorter. It's okay. We were just talking about you, and you weren't even there, so you don't need to be on the recording.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I got to pay these bills. I don't want to do that.
Okay. Let's clap at 15 seconds.
Okay.
Okie doke.
Okay, I'll try to count that high.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right, all right, all right.
Hey,
y'all out
everybody.
there.
We are back with another Microphones and Morons.
Some of us never left.
Yeah. Sad news. We were actually not able to fire Adam. Apparently, he's in charge
Sad
of
news.
the entire company, and so we couldn't do that. So unfortunately, Adam is back with us and feeling better.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, he's feeling better.
Yeah, I had sinus surgery.
So did you have robot sinuses now?
No, I just got stuff removed.
I was going on that you were going to get like a full body prosthesis and just be like a jar and
I
your
thought
brain
he was
inside of it.
It's going to be
Yeah, I thought he was
RoboDM.
going to come back and be all robot except for his sinuses.
Like the
They
sinus-
saved my sinuses.
that's the only
I
thing
thing
we can say.
I thought
It's your
that's all that was
sinuses.
left. His sinuses were getting an Adam removal.
Which is, it's
Somewhere
been
his
really...
sinuses are in another body now.
To be like
Yeah.
an atomectomy.
It's actually been really weird because I've been trying to I'm not used to being able to air go through my nose, so I'm catching myself trying to stop my nose up to talk and do voices and everything, and higher pitch voices are cracking and messing up, and I'm having to relearn how to do my different voices for different things. So it's
You can still do the important one, right?
The most
Mad
important
Rose. I
There
don't
we
know if
go.
that's it. Yeah.
I feel like that one's more accurate.
Oh,
one.
really?
You sound somehow more like Man Rose.
Yeah.
The voice you invented. Is our patron list the same?
Yes.
Just making sure.
Why do you need that, Max?
Because I will have to rattle off the names of all of the patrons like I do for most morons.
And you enjoy it, and it's not like a chore or a
I think
task.
all.
It
It's
is
fun.
the second favorite thing I love to do on this podcast. One, of course, being tangents.
Well, you're in luck.
Yes.
I prefer cosines.
Ah. I guess
Sorry.
I'm not the only one with math jokes.
Sorry, I stroked out there for a second. What happened?
He made a
Smell
birth
Richard's
joke.
with me.
I smelt burnt toast.
He's going to expand the course to trigonometry. Anyway.
Now to thank people that we cannot have a mathematical number of how many thanks we have for. See what it did there? Haha, cool. Live a
Even a
special.
Googleplex pales in comparison.
We would like to give a special shout out to Stephanie Rodriguez, Seamus, Samus,
Seamus.
Is Seamus.
Samus Aran.
Samus Aaron. Thank you, Samus Aaron. Seamus Rodriguez, Chris with a K, J, and S, Papa Nurgle, Lamb Sauce, Michael Cross, Lacey S, G, Chunky and Funky, Sarah C, Neri, I'm not doing it, Jeffrey Lee, and of course, the special thanks for our executive producers in which our lives hangs in the balance, Nick Mead and Patrick T. Arsenal. Thank you very much. We truly appreciate it.
Our lives?
Thank you so much, yo.
Yeah, our lives. Our lives are in their hands.
We couldn't survive without doing this.
They're like Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator, right about to do thumbs down.
So remember to like.
Yes.
And subscribe.
Comment.
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell.
We do like ringing bells in the Discord server.
Well,
I mean, I think that these are on YouTube, right?
These are
you can
100%
ring the bell
on
if you
YouTube.
want. Yeah. You can ring the bell and comment on YouTube and drive engagement.
I don't want you to ring that bell. I want you to break that bell.
mean, our episodes are sent to YouTube now, so you can, on the day of release, you can listen to Microphones and Monsters on YouTube now, or what YouTube Music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, listen to our talking podcast on your music app, like Spotify or Jingle. Is that one of them?
YouTube's just new because they actually do RSS feed. They actually do.
I'm gonna start a
RSS
streaming
feeds
app
now.
called Jingle.
Jingle.
Yeah, it's all Christmas music.
Maybe it should be
12 months a year.
Music-based social media app.
There you go.
Jingle Kringle. That's what I'm gonna call it.
So it's like
Kringle Jingle.
Like Instagram or something, but exclusively like short musical snippets.
It could work. Richard, you know how to program? Go.
Quick, write it while we're recording.
Write it in C++.
Write it in,
Oh, sorry, I don't know C++.
write it in Python.
I don't know Python either.
Write it.
As a matter of fact, I don't really know any programming.
Write it in QBasic.
Write it in Cobalt. Do the old languages.
I'm going to write it in QBasic.
I'm going to write it in machine
Windows
code, just like
3.1.
Doom before it.
All right.
What is our show supposed to be about?
We're supposed to be talking about Microphones and Monsters.
Okay. Well, let's do that. Where did we leave off?
We left off. Well, no, rather not left off. We started the month on episode 11.
Right. It started with you. You talk about you for a second.
I talk about me. Well, at this part of the show, we see Xerothin's quirk abilities, where he has the ability to mutate his body, his limbs, into different weapons and utilities. So essentially for the class Living Nightmare, you can mutate one of your limbs, so arms, legs, or if you have other kinds of limbs besides that, into weapons like a stinger, which is basically like a spear hand, the hammer, which is like a giant rock fist, and then there is the tendinous whip, which essentially elongating one of your limbs to like a whip, and you can do extra attacks or push back on after you do damage, or you can, with the whip one, if you hit, you can knock them prone.
Yes, which is what you did.
Mm-hmm.
So you tied it all but together.
Yep. And then you can,
because it was in the water, it was a flounder.
Flounder. It was a light drowning.
Yeah.
And then you could also, as reactions, or spend your reaction to turn one of your limbs into a shield to give yourself additional AC. So it's 100% super. It has a lot of utility. Also, the fact that you just don't need to carry weapons on you ever.
Yeah.
So
you are the weapon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So things like like command to be like drop weapon. I can't drop my arms.
Yep.
So
yeah. I know how you feel.
I even played into that like at the beginning, where I was like, "Don't see any weapons on you." Like, what's your weapon of choice? I tried to play into that to let it show that you didn't have any weapons on you.
Mm-hmm. My weapon of choice is lefty and righty. Which is a joke for a different campaign.
Also, I just want you to know, Stephen, that your reference was appreciated.
Thank you, Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Without rhythm, it won't attract the worm.
Wait, what?
What?
You whispered it. I didn't hear it.
I said, if you walk without rhythm, you won't attract the worm.
Ah, okay.
Oh.
That's Dune.
It's from, but it's from the song Weapon of Choice.
Ah.
by Fatboy Slim.
Okay,
The
that one I
music
didn't
video
get.
featured
Got it.
Christopher Walken dancing.
Yes. Trained dancer.
Didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
But-
Anyway,
Yeah, so Lucius cast protect from evil and good, but he actually didn't.
yeah, that's right.
I did, but I didn't. And
Yeah. Well, I mean, I felt like in that moment, like it was
it's
definitely
like you
good
know
to drop.
this wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, I had to find out if you knew, and I was going to let you
Right.
just do it, and it just wouldn't have done anything. You just wouldn't have known. But yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like I have
'cause-
to do that a lot with Lucius in this campaign,
It's okay. He doesn't know what he can do.
just because like that's
Same.
like
I mean,
these
he used to know, but then he forgot.
these Yog-Sothothery checks are going to determine like what he knows as we go. So I have to
Yeah,
I
and
have to
that
remember
makes
what
sense.
he knows. Like
I think casting protection from evil and good would be a good thing to do here. Wait.
Or would it be an evil
no,
thing
no,
to do
it would be
here?
a terrible thing to do here.
Just guidance again.
Guidance can never fail, right?
Yeah, and I didn't really get to do that a lot in the last campaign because y'all didn't know shit about this stuff. Where now I
So
have one
true.
person that's kind of like an expert on the subject. So yeah.
Yeah, it was
actually,
always like, did I read about that?
hmm
Did we read? Was it in my books?
And it's
No.
fun because some of the stuff in the book like drops that knowledge where some of it just because of his knowledge and where he comes from is all just from me.
Mhm.
Which is always fun because I can't tell the difference.
I just still like the idea that he's able to reach out and touch these people who are like, trying to flee
Yeah, he's not helping. He's
the deep
just
ones,
patting
and he's
them.
just like poking them on the head, like the book bud.
Yep. Guidance.
I have
I don't know.
naturally
In a way, I
long
kind of
arms.
In a way, I kind of think of the Blazing Saddles, like the pastor. You're on your own.
But yeah, Banda gets cut up real bad by the deep one in the water.
Mhm.
We talked about how the blood was in the water for a while. That was
Yeah.
fun. But they both people who fell off the boat, Aiden and Banda, managed to get back in, which was good because we didn't want them to remain in the water. And this next part is very important. So Rufus attacks the deep one, and he's able to use two-handed fighting and attack him twice. Rufus isn't actually able to do that. That was a complete mistake. And when I went back and listened to the previous fights with Rufus, I was like, okay, good. I didn't hit anybody with the second attack, so it never mattered. And it turns out the first time I tried, I succeeded. And so this probably shouldn't have hit, but we can just like in our minds retcon it. Maybe I got a sneak attack or something, and it was about the same amount of damage. And I don't think it actually mattered because the thing didn't die. So we're
I
good.
don't know. I think this whole campaign's moot now. Like, it's
Yeah,
really-
I'm so sorry.
I think we need to roll the campaign back to a previous version.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
okay.
the only way that it's fair, right?
Everyone forget everything that's happened, so that it
No.
will be a surprise.
Now
We're
you
going
get
back
a
to
s-
version 0.11.
Do you get a second attack with sneak attack? I don't
No.
remember how
No.
that works. Okay.
So I'll clarify because I've had to do a lot of research to understand this. So Rufus is capable of doing two-handed fighting like any other person is capable of it. Rufus does not have the two-handed fighting style, so his proficiency bonus does not apply. I know it doesn't apply to the damage done. I forget if it applies to the attack roll as well.
I don't think it applies to the attack.
Mm-mm.
So it doesn't apply to either. So I might not have even should have been able to hit this second one, and it wouldn't have done the full 7 damage. But we just didn't know. I didn't understand.
Yeah.
And
It would have done
and-
like
and
half
we-
damage or
It-
something.
it
Or no,
would've-
it would
it
have
would've
just
done-
no proficiency.
Yeah,
Right.
it would no proficiency, so it would have done 3 damage instead of
Okay.
7.
Yeah.
The proficiency bonus is actually higher than the damage that I can do.
Yeah.
But I think that you could probably consider me being able to do a sneak attack here, and my sneak attack roll at this point is 2d8. And so 7 damage isn't out of the question for 2d8. So in theory, you could just pretend like Rufus got a sneak attack on him and just got him with both claws or something.
Bang on the average.
Because the sneak attack is just a bonus action on where you can do the additional damage if you met the sneak attack requirements when you hit with your attack.
You hide behind people at point blank range, like so it works out for you as a rogue really well.
And I wasn't hiding here, but it also applies if like there's another enemy of the thing you're attacking within 5 feet, and Xerothin was right next to me.
Yeah.
So it's not as if I could not have done the damage that I did. It's just I didn't know how to play Dungeons and Dragons.
So I have a question. In a situation in which you're under me and I have 2 enemies in front of me, do you still get sneak attack damage?
If I'm under you, then you're within 5 feet of me. And they're enemies of us, and so it should apply. I'll pull the book out real quick just to make sure.
And also, as another side note, as long as you have advantage, you can use sneak attack.
Yeah, sneak attack, beginning at first level, blah blah blah. It has to be a finesse weapon. You don't need advantage in the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it. That enemy isn't incapacitated, and you don't have disadvantage on the attack roll. So I didn't have disadvantage. Xerothin was not incapacitated, and he was within 5 feet of the deep one, just the same as I was. So sneak attack could have been used there, and I should have been using it this entire fight, and it would have done approximately the same thing. I would have done somewhere between 2 and 16 damage. 7 is reasonable to
bang on the average.
Assume bang on average.
Reasonable.
So it was a horrible mistake. I'm very sorry for all the rule sticklers out there that were mad at me because I didn't know what I was doing. I'll never do it again.
I just want to go ahead and say that we definitely mess up rules, like at least somewhat often. You just got to kind of roll with it.
I went back and forth like 3 or 4 times on whether I was doing the right number of attacks with Victor Stodge. I'm pretty sure I was. At this point, I don't care. Adam let me do it. If we were wrong,
it's done and over with.
I mean, to me, if we make a mistake, I mean, it happened. Like, we're not going to go back and
I know,
and edit it out and re-record it and stuff like that. No, mistakes happen in the game, and that's something that, like, since the beginning, I have tried to like make this also feel like a game without bogging it down with the game stuff, and mistakes happen in everybody's game. So if you want to correct us, we probably already corrected ourselves, and have made the adjustments to move forward and do it right next time.
That's for a different campaign where a different group of adventurers are going to go through the past for all the different combat encounters and actually adjust those combats the way they should. So like, so a group of adventurers will come into this particular situation and maybe like pull your hand back a little bit or distract you so you don't do as much damage as you should have.
I could have done more
very
damage.
Peculiar rules.
Yes, they just have this giant list of like instances they're supposed to be in times. Like, okay, this person did this thing; they're not supposed to do that. We got to hop over there. It's like you use too many spell slots. You just got to like cover his mouth so he can't cast a spell.
So it's basically like the Dragon Ball Xenoverse kind of thing.
But anyway, in conclusion, I'm very stupid. So
no.
I mean,
because I didn't know. I
know.
I didn't know it enough to call it out or anything. I was just like,
I
was so confident I had
anything.
2-weapon fighting because I saw it on my sheet, and I was like, "Oh, I have 2-weapon fighting. This is
great. It's a thing that you can do.
Honestly,
exactly.
I don't keep up with everything your characters can do. I just put my trust in you to know how to do your character. But I mean, there's no harm. No harm in that.
60 more HP on my next level up.
It says it right there on the
and
character.
I learned 3 new spells. So.
Yeah, my next level says I can do action surge at will. It's just a little footnote in there. I don't get it, but all right.
Yeah, my main goal is that we tell a good story, or hopefully. Hopefully
Yeah.
tell a good story.
Which is
It'd be
what
nice
I just
if we had
did
fun as well, but
with me explaining the rules and how I messed up. See what I did there? I told a good story, even
All
in
right.
the non-story episode. So we can move past that now. Izzodath,
Izzodarth.
Izzodath.
I know how to pronounce the name.
Izzodath.
Izzy. Yeah, she was very upset and
Yes.
just sort of like palmed the deep one in the face.
Yes. She
I'm
just gave him a
sensing a
good whack
trend.
in the forehead.
I'm sensing a trend with Izzy.
Yeah.
Just freaking out, falling down.
It's just me in the character. She's clumsy and sporadic and can't remember shit.
Just put in parentheses on all of these bullet points. Assume that Izzodath is freaking out.
Yeah.
I put that in there a lot. Xerothin does the cool bone hammer and he just misses.
Because we
The
can't
deep
have
one-
anything cool here.
No.
The
Yeah.
deep one doesn't miss, even though Xerothin also did his cool shield thing that he has with his arms. But it
slashed
bled
into
out.
the shield and just blood
Mhm.
spray.
And then
There's
Adam
a
said I got blood on me.
there's a pattern that I'm
Ew.
seeing in which I'm trying to make Xerothin do really cool things, and the dice gods are constantly subverting my
Yeah.
schemes.
See, they know that you want it too much.
I still feel like the mutation is still really cool, even though it's failing in this fight. And
It's just
Yeah.
not as cool as it would be.
Yeah,
He's not used to
yeah.
being on boats when he's fighting.
Yeah.
That's true too.
He's not able to like brace his feet the right way. He's got to keep his balance, and so his concentration on transforming his arms into horrible monstrosities is just not as good as usual.
I'm sure he'll do better in the next fight.
Also,
Yeah,
Max,
absolutely.
as a fellow Monster Hunter enjoyer, you may be familiar with this term. The greed filter.
Yes. Very much
That's
so.
pretty much exactly what that is.
Mhm.
All right, where are we? Okay. Yep. Lucius, does a monologue for his drama teacher while he heals Banda.
I'm loving it.
It's great. It's great. I'm not picking on Richard. It's wonderful. Wonderful character development.
I think
I have fun doing it anyway.
I think you should get additional healing dice the more dramatic you do your healing speeches. Personally,
You get a +3 on that speech.
yeah, there you go.
GM discretion.
Yes.
I'm for it.
Okay, I got to create a dramatic monologue table for healing bonuses.
Sort of moved, very moved.
Like I'm just like, did you say anything when you casted that spell?
Yeah, if you could like well up a tier or two, I think that would be good. We'll just have
Can
to
we add in bonus points for alliteration?
alliteration. Yes,
Yeah, there you
Yes.
Starts rapping.
that would be cool.
Oh, geez, I don't think I'm ready for that.
And then Izzodath, her skeletal tail that popped out. Did I mention that yet?
No.
It's coming up.
You mentioned
Oh yeah,
it.
no, that happened at the very end of January in episode 10. So she finally puts the tail to use because the deep one starts coming in, and she stabs it in the head and slams it into the side of the boat.
Yeah, I mean, I rolled a nat 1. I had to do something special for that, so I gave her the W on that.
I can't remember the skeletal tail. Does it actually come out of your body, or is it like just like magically manifested next to you?
It's a tail, and so I think the way we described it, because it's like skeletal, it's like literally like all of a sudden her spine produced an extra set of vertebrae.
I even provided sound effects for these
And it was
mutations as
awful.
well.
The sound effects were terrible, but perfect.
Yeah.
Well, my sound effects are all really good. I don't know what you're complaining about.
You're a happy-go-lucky cat. I'm a scary little plant.
Mr. Mouse.
Eldritch horror.
Mr. Mouse sounds.
Oh.
But yeah, that's episode 11. So that was the first like full,
Combat we had.
combat round episode that we had. And then that it kept going into the next episode. So Rufus jumps up and claws at the deep one again, and then he misses the second attack that would have only done 3 damage, and we all know that. And so he just jumps back down into Xerothin. Like he's decided that that's where he's going to fight at this point, because it's better for Xerothin to get hit because he's bigger and stronger.
But you're learning that you're getting covered in blood as he's getting hit.
That's because you're mean.
I know, but it makes sense though.
Got to clean myself off all the time.
Well, when he
You're
said
give
that,
me a
like
complex,
when he gave me the description that the like blood is rushing to these like mutated body parts, and it's like, don't like if that gets hit, like it's gonna be a gusher.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
at least it's also orange. And so it doesn't really it doesn't stain as bad on
Blends in with your fur.
Yeah, just imagine that you're just absolutely drenched in tang.
Sunny
It has
D.
the same smell too, so it's
Yeah.
also kind of off-putting.
Tank's all right. The astronauts took it to the moon.
Did they drink it on the moon?
I don't know. I was curious if someone else wanted to do the cone heads.
No,
thing,
they just
do.
took it. They didn't do anything with it. They just want to see what happened.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Yeah, so we do more battle. There's Xerothin does a stinger arm. Izzodath just sort of sits down and comforts Banda,
While her horrifying skeletal tail is just hanging over her head.
Yeah.
Hey, friend,
She-
you okay?
She
It's
comforts
dripping
him.
brain matter.
Are you gonna talk to your skeletal tail like Dr. Octavius does in Spider-Man, where he just kind of like hovers in front of your face?
No, I think
God.
she's trying to ignore the fact that this horrible thing has popped out of her as best as possible.
Tail? What tail? I don't see a tail.
I don't see a tail. I don't know what you're talking about.
Or if you like chastise it, it like goes low to the ground, like it's a dog that's no shame.
She gets excited. It sticks straight up and vibrates right at the top.
Oh, you got to give him scritches. Oh.
Then the deep one, the other deep one tries to get away because Rufus really got him good, and it prompts opportunity attacks from both Rufus and Xerothin, and then we tag team him to where he's so horribly damaged he just sort of sinks away. And Adam said he's not dead, but he sinks away. He's gone.
I mean, you watched him pull himself off of the off of the spike arm.
We do a Chrono and Frog X cut from Chrono Trigger animation.
Yeah.
See, the problem is you
Pretty
should have
accurate.
put barbs on your spike arm.
Oh, yeah.
That would be cool. Well,
Yeah, you gotta start doing barbs. You'll learn from that. Yeah.
I was about to say the mutations level up as well later on, so maybe that can be done.
Mm.
But yeah, we X cut that thing, and then it went away, and we hunted him good, as Rufus said.
How did Rufus say it?
We hunted him good.
But now we're tired and spooked.
Yes, we're very tired and spooked because we just got attacked by horrible fish
After
monster
having
creatures.
just survived a crazy storm.
Yeah.
And Xerothin takes some time to have a little bit of a fascination with the skeletal tail that Izzodath has, thinking like, oh, maybe this
Little
is
girl.
also maybe this is also a mutated person like Xerothin is, and maybe there's room for improvement so that Izzodath can realize the power that she has in herself and not be super freaked.
She wants nothing to do with it. She's like, what tail? Tail? I never saw a tail.
I'm not a monster like you.
No. Nothing in common at all.
Doubt.
Never looking up again.
I'm never looking up again.
And Rufus is like, Rufus is concerned because like after everything sort of settles down, the crew starts like muttering to themselves and whispering and all that. And it's, when like half a dozen people are all just sort of crazily muttering to themselves, and you can't tell what they're saying or who's saying what when. It's very upsetting. And Rufus is like, Captain, there's something wrong with everyone. And the captain's like, nah, it's fine, Rufus. Don't worry. They're just a little shook up. It'll be fine. Don't worry. There's nothing to worry about.
There's
Everything's
absolutely
fine.
nothing to worry about.
And then in the next episode, we go to the beach, and Lucius says, hey, the same thing Rufus said. And the captain's like, yes, I know. I noticed.
Well, she still said, didn't she say like it's just a paranoia like setting in or something?
Something like that. But she was not concerned at all on the
No.
boat. She was more concerned on the beach.
Maybe she thought it was going to like blow over pretty quickly. and then
Yeah.
it didn't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm just upset no one listened to Rufus. He was right. Poor little guy.
You heard it here. Rufus was right first.
Mhm.
Well,
We
didn't
leveled
she-
up.
She was more concerned after Lucius mentioned the gyms, right?
That too. Yeah.
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 And
He brought
that
that
definitely
up.
didn't help.
That's what made her start listening. But she's still like, they'll be fine.
Oh, we leveled up. It wasn't a super exciting level up. Just everyone sort of got ability score updates and stuff, though.
Which got a couple of things, and that's about
Got
it.
some
And-
HP.
And
It did up Rufus's hit to 8 damage now because my bump up of dexterity. But Max, you were saying something.
Oh no, I just either build scores or feats.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I took one. What was it? Resilience, so I could get proficiency. I think it was proficiency for dexterity saves because my dexterity is meh.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You were saying something. I skipped over it when I was writing the summary.
You're good.
But yeah, the Lucius talks about and then he rolls a nat 20 on the Yog-Sothothery check. So we find out exactly what the stuff is.
Yeah.
Which makes things a lot pretty interesting moving forward from here because
I mean, it's almost as if you weren't supposed to know what this stuff was right now.
Will it
Actually,
be important?
that
Will it
that
not
was
be?
a role in the book, and the information was in the book.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
All
I
right,
think-
then. I guess we haven't been breaking everything
Yeah.
in two.
So my Mr. Burns gif is still spot on.
it is. It's called Wicklamite. I don't know if I spelled it right, but I mean I wrote it the way it sounds like it's spelled.
Yeah, it's Wicklow.
Close enough.
Yeah, there we go. He said it
exactly
was
how you
right.
spell it.
Steven was
Yeah.
right this time.
I mean, that's exactly what I have in my notes, and I don't remember if he spelled it at the time or not, but that's what's in my notes.
I don't think he did because I would have listened.
I didn't spell it. No.
Dang it!
Out
I
loud.
wrote forage and then I tried to respell forage and then I
Forage.
spelled it wrong.
Forage.
Why vegetables? What?
Vegetable.
Vegetables.
I
Very
swear these weren't.
specific to Farzine.
I swear these weren't highlighted as misspelled before when I was
Vegetables.
writing this.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Vegetables?
Xerothin and Izzodath go and forage for food.
I suck
Because-
at hunting, apparently.
Because hunting didn't work, so they were just foraging. And Lucius and Rufus found some dead bodies.
And a potion, if I remember correctly.
A healing
Yeah.
potion. It said it on the bottle.
Yeah, it definitely- yeah.
It's labeled. very
It's
If
on
only-
the bottle.
If only more people would label their damn potions.
Right?
I feel
I
like that's
know.
a real issue in D&D.
I mean, seriously. I mean, you know somebody's going to come along and kill you and take it. At least have the courtesy to let them know what it is.
I would like someone to have a potion and then label it poison ?
Mhm.
Yeah, and I imagine most people got it from a shop, and they label it at the shop.
Right.
Exactly. So you said that we found a healing potion. So when I
Yeah.
had to tell him what it was, that's how I knew what it was.
Yeah, no, I
It
like
says it on
that.
the bottle.
That was
Rufus
really
can
good.
read. He's smart. But we found the dead bodies. There was a thing where Xerothin and Izzodath saw some boar tracks, but they didn't follow them, so it didn't
Nope.
last very long. But what are all these typos?
It was
Lucius-
the path least trampled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the bodies was stiffer than the others.
Odd.
Odd.
Yeah, odd. I wrote odd in the notes because I don't know what that means. I don't know what we were supposed to get out of it. We didn't really linger on it very long.
So with the whole description as like, Lucius starts looking into it deeper with his medicine check and everything. He comes to find out that like the way that it's aged, it's been there like for decades, but then he finds out that it's been like, it's a recent death. So it's
okay.
It's like mummified, but recently dead.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Which is still odd.
Yeah,
it's very odd. Yeah.
As
I
I
was
was
getting
listening to
kind
that
of lost.
episode,
With no wounds either.
yeah. As I was listening to that episode the other day, I was like, I wonder if we missed something here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think
There
it's
was a lot of
supposed to be more
emphasis.
of a like hint at things to come,
Right.
and not so much of a you need to figure this thing out because it's going to be
Mhm.
crucial to what happens from here.
Yeah. I mean, I worded it
Well, hopefully it's not that way.
intentionally.
Well, if it is, then we're going to be in trouble later.
Yeah. Yeah. Spoiler alert, we did not follow up on this body.
Yeah.
We're like, cool. Moving on.
And more importantly, Rufus found 2 silver pieces.
Yeah.
And
Squeak, squeak.
and Mr. Mouse put him in the bag, Mr. Mouse. Put him in the pouch.
I like how Mr. Mouse is your bag man.
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
I mean, I take care of him and feed him. He can grab something and put it in the pouch. Mr. Mouse, is a mouse, so he's got something a lot closer to opposable thumbs than I do. I can't like reach into my backpack and pull things out.
Mm-hmm.
So I trained him. I say put it in the pouch. He knows what to do with the thingy that I show him.
Although for real, I do really like this as like a workaround to be able to manipulate things.
Yeah,
Without
yeah.
Mage Hand.
Without Mage Hand, he's not as versatile as Mage Hand, and he's not like super intelligent or anything. He's just very well trained pet mouse. Anyone
but
could
it's
do it.
fun.
He goes
And
back
it's
into
fun.
the pouch. He puts on his little visor, pops out his 10 key, and is starting to do balancing
Yeah.
expenses versus coins coming in.
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Yeah. And with how much you say
Really,
that
that
he's
much?
just a normal mouse, I suspect that there's more to Mr. Mouse.
That's what I
It
want you
only
to
makes
think.
us
That he's just a
suspect
normal
more.
mouse. That's all
Every
he
time
is.
you say he's normal, it just makes us more and more suspicious
Yeah.
of you.
I know that, which is why I keep saying it. But it's true. He's just a normal mouse.
Uh-huh. He's just a mouse, and Manrose is just an elevator operator.
Trying.
We're gonna cast a speak
Come
with
back
animals.
to this in like a year and a half when we're done with this campaign. You'll see.
Someone needs to pick up a scroll or a spell to speak with animals, and then have like a fully fleshed out
Oh,
conversation with Mr. Mouse. And
Steven
you can
will
come up
voice
with
him.
some sort of great accent for him.
If Mr. Mouse could talk, he would say something like, "I love Rufus. He feeds me. I help him." Like
Be
that's
like,
all. That's what he would say.
Rufus. He feeds me. I do things for him.
Yes. Just
He's
make
Rufus's fixer.
Mouth.
You don't have to call me Mister if you don't want to.
Mr. Mouse was my father.
Oh, and we also found a pamphlet, and I honestly got lost in what he was saying on this.
It's okay. We
Pamphlet.
screwed up the history check, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, so there's a place called Moo because I made a joke about cows.
Yes.
Oh no, you rolled
Yeah.
a 20 on the history
Yeah.
check.
No, I rolled a history.
Pamphlet was written by Xanthu.
Yeah, it just I like you were saying, can I roll a history check? And I was like, yeah, go for it. And then like while you were rolling, I was like, there's no way he could
No.
know anything.
I
like,
mean, I
really.
lived in a port town. In theory, I could have heard someone mention a place called Moo. It would have just been that vague. I'd just be like, I heard someone say they were going to go there one time.
I think you played it out really well with that.
Yeah. But I just thought it would be funny for Mr. Mouse or for Rufus to like roll something like that.
And the pamphlet also had something to do with Shub Nagorath and Katana Thoa.
Mhm.
Katana though, yep.
Yeah, this was another spot where I was like, again, maybe we've missed something.
If I were taking notes, then I would have trouble spelling those things. I probably shouldn't be taking notes. I'm just a cat.
And I want to say the pronunciation of it is Gatnathoa.
Gatnathoa?
Gatana. I'm not even.
I've always said
sure.
Gathanathoa.
Gathanathoa.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gattaca.
Katana-rama.
Katanarama.
Chimichanga. It's a Marvel 3 reference right there.
Chimichanga. Okay. So we found that we have Rufus and Xerothin have a conversation where it becomes very clear that they are like 100% polar opposites.
Warning, this will not be the first or last incident of this.
Like we are both like relatively, we're both like, because you're like evil neutral, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Was it
Neutral evil?
Neutral evil?
Neutral evil. And I'm chaotic good. And so like I'm just like, whatever is for the best, I will do it. And you're like, yes, but what's your selfish motivation for that? And I'm like, no, I just have to be safe so I can help people.
No, that's dumb. You're not clearly defining the bounds to which you will survive.
I mean, obviously, you get more out of taking advantage of people.
It's true.
Yeah. Plus, I already discussed the bounds of how I survived with Adam before we started the campaign. Yeah. I've got 9 lives.
He is a cat.
I'm a cat. That's
He's a
how I
Dreamlands
survived.
cat. Nine
I survived
lives.
to the end of this campaign, even if I die 8 times. Maybe more. No. But yeah, we have that conversation, and then Izzodath
Checks on her buddy.
Yeah, she checks on her buddy, has a little conversation with Banda, trying to make sure he's okay, but he's acting weird. And then
He almost died.
Xerothin,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
That's not
He's
important.
every right to be acting a little
So
weird.
lame. What's wrong with that guy? All he did was get disemboweled in the ocean by a horrible fish man. He should get over it.
Then he
And then
magically
Nuki
got
walked into the
re-emboweled with
jungle.
a speech and flashy fingers.
It was only a near-death experience.
Mm-hmm. And then Nuki walked into the jungle.
Nuclear.
Which I just want to say that like Nuki walking into the jungle is like another thing from like right here that feels like maybe we missed something. But
Yep.
I don't know.
But you
I
checked
mean,
it out. You did check. You did look
we
into
checked it
it.
out.
We
and
tried
in
to
theory,
check it out. Yes.
In theory, he could have, like Rufus kind of discounted it because he didn't notice anything. But in theory, he could have just gone to the Dreamlands for the night and came back in the morning.
Sure.
I mean, it's entirely
He
possible.
literally could have just done that, but we don't know.
We don't have
I
a
mean, y'all
bracelet.
did
it's
kinda
entirely
come to that
possible.
conclusion,
and none
though.
of us have decided to ask about it. Apparently,
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, the captain was just like, he probably just went to go poop.
But even Richard was asking about like, oh well, what do I know about Dreamlands cats and Dreamlands portals? So y'all still came to the same
To that
conclusion.
conclusion.
Yeah.
but is it the correct conclusion?
Nuki was
Time will
just
tell.
a red herring.
No, those are back in the ocean that we left. Anyway.
I just watched Clue.
But we go to sleep and it's bad.
Oh
It's not
yeah,
great, Bob.
yeah. We do go to sleep. There's a horrible dream about like all this monstrous stuff coming out of the sky or something or other.
And we did a
Yeah.
dread check.
And we did a dread check, and Rufus is the only one that failed the dread check, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Lucius passed it so well he never even woke up from the nightmare. Like I've
Well,
seen
Izzy-
lots of stuff. Whatever.
Izzy chose to fail.
That was on the boat.
Oh, was it on the boat? Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
Yeah.
that's just short.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
that
just,
was the
you
dread
just
check on
chose
the
to
boat.
freeze up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We haven't got to that.
She froze up with everyone, like friends betraying friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the situation just broke her brain.
I didn't get dread. I just had the existential crisis of what the fuck is going on.
I mean, it was dread, but it wasn't dread, you know?
Yeah. It was like normal dread that like you, the listener, would feel.
It was dread with a lowercase d, not a capital D.
Yes.
It was existential dread. It wasn't, horrible eldritch horror dread, that like rips at your mind.
Just your average everyday dread.
Yeah. But despite the dread,
Hashtag mental health issues.
Rufus, Lucius, and Xerothin all, went in pursuit of Olo, who had stolen the Wicklamite. We hung it up in a tree. The captain, for some reason, made a watch with all the people that we were worried about. Instead of
there was somebody
going
to be with them, which they knocked out. Aiden was with them.
Aiden couldn't hold his own.
Yeah, they tied him up.
What a terrible first mate.
To be fair, we didn't really suspect that they would be mutinous or violent.
No.
We were just trying to keep an eye on what was going on.
Yeah, we didn't see the title of the episodes.
We didn't. We didn't see the title of the chapter was Mutiny at the time.
I thought it was Mutiny.
Well, I did tell y'all that it was Mutiny.
You did.
Y'all didn't
Yeah, but why are we going to listen to that?
Yeah, you didn't metagame, and that's what's important.
Yes.
Yeah. We listened to what the captain told us to do because the captain is the captain. If the captain makes bad decisions, it's Sandy Peterson's fault.
Yeah.
or Adam's fault. It's not our fault.
Yeah.
So we give chase. Xerothin got to go first, and so he screamed, and he just freaked two of them out immediately.
What's all this then?
Which I added a little growl in for that. Like, I'm loving the extra production work that I'm putting into this.
No, I'm glad someone is. Anyway,
I think it's fun. I did it with Dread Tech as like a test, and I'm like doing it with this now. I just didn't want to change it halfway through on the other campaign.
Yeah, and it works well for this campaign. So because like again, some of us are actual sort of animal people, so we make noises.
It's true.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I haven't had to put
Lucius
stuff in when you
doesn't
do
make
actually
old man
make the noise.
Yeah, you should put more old man grunts in.
Lots of creaks and pops.
Just little grunts.
Yes.
Have I done any yet? I think I did some old man grunts when he fell.
Yeah.
Sarah, we should record some sounds of Jerry just struggling with life and then splice them into the.
Yeah, I'll go put a mic in my dad's RV and just get some recordings of him because he makes all the old man noises.
He's very dramatic about him.
Very
too.
animated.
But there is a chase. The chase is afoot.
Yeah. And so you incapacitate two people right off. Casa hits you with some driftwood
in the shin.
Yeah.
That 20 or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Matt throws a barrel in our way
too.
Is the Tom Yowl, is that public domain? Can we use that?
I don't know.
We should get the Wilhelm scream and just use it every episode, like 5 times an episode. Yeah, we keep chasing Lucius. Lucius makes a pool of water go away, which is great.
So
he like
create and destroy water.
He randomly
is
rolled, like he had to roll to see what the obstacle was, and it just happened to be water, which is great for all that destroy water conversation.
It just feels so like cathartic that a decision to change a spell worked out.
It really does. Because I remember, so many times where you were like, oh, and, Alistair picked up this spell, and then we never heard that spell's name again.
Yeah. It's a little easier to, like, change stuff around with clerics because you have the breadth of every cleric spell in
the
existence
domain,
to choose from.
Okay.
Whereas
Like-
Warlock or Wizard, you have to actually specifically learn
even
them.
with Wizard, you can
pull it
put
from
a ton of stuff in your spell books and have a bunch of stuff to pull from.
Yeah, you can inscribe from scrolls into yours as well. Whereas Warlock is like, well, this is what you
Yeah,
have.
Warlock, it's like you have a handful of spells and that's all you get.
Mhm.
And you have very little spell slots too.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So it's just like cantrips all day.
Yeah, it really is. Because it's like, I don't know, I might need that spell slot in a second.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you never do.
And then you
Also
never
Eldritch
just
use
Blast.
Eldritch
Eldritch Blast.
Prestidigitation
Eldritch
again.
Blast.
Mhm.
I'm gonna clean my feet with prestidigitation.
it. It's all cantrips.
Yeah, it gets rid of the water.
Yeah.
And then Xerothin launches off of one of the dwarves' backs onto their sister.
Matlow, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's in the notes. I
breaking
could be
his
wrong.
spine immediately, turning him to a paraplegic because he's a dwarf and I'm a giant cat person. So me springboarding off his back should just totally destroy him.
Yeah, and then you punch the woman in the face. You just
Yes.
punch her in the face, and then the guards show up. The watch
Mhm.
on the island show up, and they're like, "What are y'all doing?"
With Mamau.
Mamau. Yeah, don't know if I spelled that right.
You did
I
not.
think I spelled it.
It's
Okay,
M
well, check
apostrophe MOW.
check the next episode. Is that
No,
better? I
it's-
spelled it differently there.
No,
Okay.
it's like MAO, Mau Mau,
Oh.
or something like that.
I put M apostrophe MOW.
I almost just put meow meow. on
Meow,
there.
meow.
I don't remember.
Meow meow.
I don't feel like looking it up right now.
Mamau.
But she shows up and then she's like, "What's going on?" And Lucius is like, "No, you." And he does that like 2 or 3 times. She's like, "No, you shut up. I'm in charge. I'm taking them in. They stole from you. That's breaking the law. I'm also taking what they stole because it's not yours. Deal with
This
it."
is evidence.
Which
then
I
the
don't know.
sunglasses just came down from above and landed on her face.
From a legal standpoint, could you really say that they stole it from us if it wasn't legally ours?
No,
we
but
were
they
in
stole it.
possession of it.
And it like we were the couriers of it, and they
Yeah.
stole it. And so even though it didn't belong to us, they stole it
but
from
weren't
us.
they also the couriers of it?
No, they were
I mean,
couriering
Not
it
muttering-
to-
anymore. At the time of mutiny, that changed.
I mean, also, weren't they muttering about taking it to the people we were going to be delivering it to in the first place?
They were just hyper
Maybe.
fixated
I mean,
on
that
getting their
sounds a
job
lot
done.
like they were
Might
just
not
trying
be
to
the
complete
same
the job.
people. They just said
Did
priest.
did
Y'all bet
did,
priest.
did Sensa
Yeah.
file her
Not
her,
yet.
her her her
Not
smuggling
yet,
/
Adam.
shipping company
Giving
under an
spoilers
LLC
now.
to avoid these things?
Oh, okay. I'll edit that out.
See, I'm having to tell Adam about spoilers. Cut that out, Adam.
I am.
I like the spoiler gatekeeper.
Or secret keeper, rather.
But yeah, we went back to the camp and we got the captain and brought her up and she talked to Mau Mau and then we find there's going to be a trial in a day or two, so we got to go to town tomorrow so that we can figure out what's going on and we can say our piece at their trial and then maybe they'll be fine. And so we went back. Izzodath felt bad because everyone was gone. Rufus was still scared. Lucius gave him a little glowing cape on the way back to get the captain. And then we make our way out and nothing happens. And we got to the, we were attacked by Deep One hybrid apes.
Like we're doing like it like there were apes, but they had like insect like chitin plates on them.
It was like I think I described it best when he first described them when I said Swamp Thing Bigfoot.
Mhm.
No, they're big apes with the chitin like
Like
fish,
deep one
fish scales.
scales.
Yeah, deep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're like apes, but they have those like ape eyes, which I think I gave y'all a picture.
When a deep one loves an ape very, very much.
Yeah,
And they
It's-
both go on land.
they have one
It's
claw
bad.
arm and one regular.
Maybe an
arm.
ape went swimming one day,
Mm.
caught the deep one's
I don't
big,
know if
giant,
it-
empty eyes.
I don't know if it was
You
left
know,
in the
Barry
regular
White started
episode, but in
playing.
the uncut episode, it's all there. But like deep ones have sex with everything, and
They're like humans in that way.
So
Okay, I'm
many-
uncomfortable now.
there's so many like hybrids out there. That's why there's human hybrids of deep ones, and now you've seen.
It's okay.
ape.
The humans were into it.
Now you see
Anyway.
the ape deep one hybrid.
We fight
so.
them for a while. The end. They throw rocks and hit Izzodath and Xerothin. Rufus tries to hit it and he misses and he hides.
I get punched.
You get punched. The ape hits you. Lucius makes a guiding bolt. Xerothin hits it, but then he misses when the guiding bolt doesn't work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Izzodath's tail comes out, but it misses. We're not doing very well in this fight so far.
I stand there like a bush and wave a little stick at them to try to poke them.
Yeah, you
do not
try
gain
to
their
stab it with
attention.
your dagger.
Do
and
not.
It didn't notice. I put Izzodath tries to stab you. A Doha with her
Doha.
dagger.
Yeah.
It's not very effective. And
Weird.
then-
That thorny bush bothered me. I'm ignoring it now.
Well, they were already ignoring it because Lucius summoned the guardian angel. Like one of the last things
Mhm.
that happened is Lucius made this horrible monstrosity appear, and then we're like, "See you
It's an
next time."
angel.
It'll be
And that's-
fine.
And that's it. That's as far as we got this month.
Mm-hmm.
There were 8 episodes for
Mhm.
February because there's 2 a week.
Short month.
Short month.
Yeah, short month. Yeah.
Although it's
But,
the longest February for another 4 years.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's a leap
that's true.
Yes, there's an extra day.
year. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It means an extra day after work, which I don't appreciate.
You would have had to work either way. It was
It's true.
We need to start a petition.
just would've
Leap day
been
should be
March
a federal
1st.
holiday.
No, we need to
Yeah.
start the petition that daylight savings doesn't need to be a thing anymore.
Well, that's also true.
that-
but
Yeah.
that doesn't negate the leap day thing.
Mm.
It doesn't seem to matter for me whether it's daylight savings or not. The sun coming up is always a problem.
Mm.
Whenever it chooses to happen.
It doesn't matter if it's an hour late or not. It's there. Means another day.
Always mocking me.
Sometimes I think about moving to Alaska for a few months.
Yep, same.
Hey, I saw that movie. It doesn't end well.
Yeah.
All those vampires show
Fine.
up. It's real bad.
Oh, I thought you were talking
That's
about
okay. I wasn't going to leave the house anyway.
I thought you were talking about the movie Insomnia by
No,
Christopher Nolan.
I was talking about 30 Days of Night. I don't remember
Oh.
who did that movie.
I don't remember. I know that it had
Good
Josh
movie.
Hartnett in it. The great Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
Yes.
And all the vampires spoke like weird, not Russian.
I gotta watch that one. You should watch
Sorry.
Insomnia. It's one of the lesser lauded Christopher Nolan movies. It's
I
got
have not.
It stars Al Pacino, Hilary Swank, and Robin Williams.
Okay.
Yeah, and Al Pacino's like a cop or investigator or something or other, and he's going to investigate some stuff in Alaska, and he's not used to it, and so like the sun doesn't go down, and so he has trouble sleeping, and he's dealing with stuff like I think there's a killer or a serial killer one, I can't remember. It's good.
I knew back when I worked at the theme park many years ago, I knew someone who lived up in Alaska for a period of time, and they would create these things called sun rooms, which like essentially they were just bright rooms that had like reflective material on the walls and stuff like that, so you could at least be okay with like having a good amount of light with situations in which you don't see a lot of night, where it's like I think it was like only like maybe 1 or 2 hours of actual light outside before it just gets super dark and malaise the rest of the day. So,
Sorry that the podcast has gone down like this.
it's okay. I blame capitalism for sucking all the life out of me.
Nah.
It's fine. One day I'll
So
see some means.
capitalism is a vampire. Got
Yep.
it.
Yes.
Mhm. And staking that vampire is seasonally means production. So.
Hmm.
That's not this guy. This isn't that kind of podcast.
We did get some questions.
Please give us
Yep.
money.
Yes. So I don't have to be a slave to capitalism anymore. You said we have questions?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
we
got a
do.
handful of questions. We got 1 or 2, I
Questions.
think. Where were they? They were in the thing.
The thing.
The first one was from Mead, and he said, "Can y'all explain Dread a bit
No.
more?"
Sorry.
It's different this campaign from last. How do you think that's going?
The biggest thing that's different is there is going to be more dread checks, and they don't have dread resistance. In the last campaign, they had 1 level of dread resistance, so anything that would have been a level 1 dread roll, they never had to do it. They just got past it. So, which was usually described in some kind of way, and they were just like shook up, but not. It had no effect on them. Where now, just even getting 1 level of dread, they have to roll a wisdom saving throw just to be able to move towards the target, or just to be able to move towards the source of the dread. So if an enemy is the source of the dread, they can't move towards it if they fail.
And that sounds familiar from the last campaign, but that's because it essentially just a dread, dread level 3 threat was a dread level 2 threat for our characters in the last campaign. So a dread level 1 was nothing. A dread level 2 was a dread level 1 for us in the last campaign.
So if we encounter things as dreadful as we did in the first campaign, it's going to be very bad.
It will be very bad. And so that's the difference. And so far it's going all right. I mean, I imagine they don't throw the level 4 or 5 dread checks up at the front of the campaign.
Unless we really step in it.
Y'all keep succeeding. That's why it hasn't really come out a lot. Like y'all have done a lot of, I feel like y'all have done a lot of dread checks already, but y'all keep succeeding. But the few fails here and there has dropped that. Well, okay, you can't move towards the target. So it's only going to get worse on them.
Yep.
Yeah. So the show is only going to get worse.
Yep.
No, just
That's what I heard.
Which is going to make the show better. I feel
it's only going to get better.
I will make Mr. Mouse do more things that are cute and fun to offset this.
Oh, Mr. Mouse has dread resistance.
Oh yeah, he's a mouse.
He's a normal mouse. Come on,
just a normal mouse.
He can't comprehend.
Mr. Mouse is impervious to dread.
He can't comprehend dread, therefore it cannot affect him.
The one thing that Adam and I agreed upon before the campaign is Mr. Mouse cannot die. He will not die. He cannot die. Adam swore to me that Mr. Mouse would not die.
I did not cross my fingers.
Is that an official creative typo contract that was written up?
Mr. Mouse will not die.
Excuse me. I need to
quit the podcast if you kill Mr. Mouse.
I need you to refer to the Mr. Mouse clause of my contract.
Yes. It says right here, paragraph 5, section 8. Mr. Mouse is impervious
immortal.
to death.
He's not a normal mouse. He's immortal.
No. He's not immortal.
Mouse.
Mr. Mouse shall never be placed in a situation where he will die. It's
like
not that he
aging.
can't die; it's that he will not die.
Like being mortal.
He will always have a way to get out of it. He will always be safe.
He's going to make deals with the devil to extend his life.
I need to last a little bit longer for Rufus.
And 9 lives.
Nico asked the question, have any of you spent any time on a ship before?
No.
Nope.
A ship like this, absolutely not.
I've been on a boat on a lake.
Been on plenty of boats.
Oh yeah, boats on a lake, stuff like that. Never been on like a cruise or anything like that, but I was on a fairly large ship out in the Great Barrier Reef at one point.
I've been on a deep sea fishing boat. But like not like a massive boat. I've kind of entertained the idea of being on a cruise. My only issue with being on a cruise is once you are on the cruise and you find out that you do not like it, there is not a lot of options of getting off of the cruise.
I mean, you could just hole up in your room and just stay there, I guess.
Yeah, I could do that, but
what if he doesn't like his room?
So many implications.
Yeah, I would probably have to spend a good amount of money to get like a not small room and not like, be stuck in the claustrophobia of like, oh, I'm stuck on this boat in the middle of the ocean in this tiny room and I can't escape. And hello, anxiety, my old friend.
Roll for dread.
I know for sure I would not want to go to a cruise where I didn't know a handful of people that were going with me.
Mm-hmm.
And also it's I mean, the boat is big, but there's also a substantial amount of people on there, and I'm okay with being around people as long as again it's not in tight spaces. So
Feel free to donate to the Microphones and Monsters Take a Cruise Fund.
Yeah, if you would like to front money up for me to go on a cruise and report my findings of how I either loved it or absolutely hated it, please
pay for the 5 of us to go on a cruise together, and we record an episode on the cruise.
Oh man, yeah, that'd be
the
crazy.
Novelty. Think of the novelty.
We could record a whole campaign if we record every day.
Oh yeah,
Right?
we probably could.
I haven't been on a cruise in any sort of meaningful manner, or
I've
like a boat. Like I've been on boats in lakes. I've been on boats in the ocean, but I haven't been on a big boat deep in the ocean for a long time.
Yeah,
I almost forgot. In New Orleans, I've also been to Boomtown, which is on a paddle boat. Like it's like a moored paddle boat, but
like Mark Twain.
It's a boat.
yeah.
I'd like to be on a gambling boat. I think that'd be fun.
I've been on
boat?
ferries.
Yeah, casino boat.
I've been on the boat that goes out to Fort Sumter. I've been on many just skiing boats just on the lake and a pontoon, but that's it. Nothing with sails. Everything has a motor.
I went on the ferry boat in the Outer Banks, but I don't really think that counts.
I've been on the ferry as well, not the Outer Banks one though. Been on the one that are near Fort Fisher.
I've been on ferries before.
Yeah, many ferries.
It's super exciting.
Where you drive onto it and cross.
It's not exciting. That was a joke.
How
much fresh water is on this island? Enough.
Adam,
I don't know.
I've also been on the USS Yorktown. That was probably the biggest ship I've been on.
I was on the I can't remember the name. I don't think it was the USS North Carolina, but it was one of like the museum battleships that was, I can't remember what it was, but I went there for a school
in Charleston,
trip.
was it?
I think it might have been in Charleston.
Because it might have been the Yorktown.
Yeah, I think I went there. I can't remember if I went there with my parents or I went there for a school trip. But I remember because we went through like all of the bulkheads and stuff like that, and I banged my head against one of them and it hurt.
I think that's all the ships I've been on. Maybe.
I've been in.
So to answer your question, Nico,
museum.
yes and no.
We have all spent time on a ship.
I was inside the U-boat in Chicago at the museum. Now that's a tight space. The German submarine from World War II.
I saw the space shuttle in Huntsville.
That's a ship.
The one they have on display. Yeah, it's a spaceship. But I was under it though because they have it on these big giant things so you can walk under it. But that was like 5, not 5. I was like 9 or something. It was a long time ago.
Adam, how much fresh water is on the island?
I already said that.
I mean, I guess as much as like a tropical jungle like rainforest island would have,
Plus as much as Lucius can make.
Yeah. Or unmake.
Unlimited.
I mean, really, it's just a matter of time because he can just keep doing that forever.
Yeah.
As long as he has time.
I mean, I would still imagine that y'all boiled
spells.
the water that you found because y'all made coffee with Bando was drinking coffee. Yeah.
Boil water for coffee.
I did that thing that Jesse Ventura did in Predator where I sliced the vine and then drank the water out of the vine.
Wow.
I mean, Lucius really can just create water, so he's not too worried about it.
But I do not have
not
like
a problem.
A measurement of how much fresh water is on the island. Is he rolled high enough to find food and water?
Could you do meta magic and like create water but create sparkling water?
Ooh. If you
cast
an air spell,
I might have to talk with you about that.
Or like water
maybe
with
a spell heightening thing where if I cast it as a level 2 spell, it's sparkling water.
Yeah, or like water.
Level 3, it tastes like lime.
Water with a hint of lemon or cucumber.
Yeah.
I can make one modification to the water.
Lemon and cucumber.
Oh man, like that's a level 3 spell right there.
Create and destroy LaCroix.
Look.
Lord.
So basically level 4 at that point.
Yeah.
All right, and the last question we got from Nico is anyone getting sketch vibes from the captain, and is anyone willing to protect the captain if the crew gets feisty?
Well,
I would say I was a little sketch of the captain until the captain like was told about the Wicklamite and was like, oh gosh, you're right. We actually, this is bad. Like that seemed genuine to me.
I would say that Lucius is pretty trusting of the captain, although I don't know if he would go to great lengths to protect the captain beyond, like, I guess just protecting people in general.
as
Yeah.
long as the captain's
pretty
paying.
much same.
Yeah,
I mean, Izzodath would.
As long as they get paid.
Izzodath will protect anybody around her, especially if they've been friendly towards her. But I was the same way, very suspicious of the captain until everything with the Wicklamite came out.
Good roll, Richard.
I mean,
good roll.
Lucius was already like in business dealings with the captain, so he'd better trust her.
Yep.
Yeah. Rufus didn't really officially enter any sort of contract. Rufus just got on the ship and started killing bugs, and everyone was like, "Cool." I don't even know if Rufus is getting paid. Does the captain consider Rufus as a member of the crew who's going to get paid?
I think she does.
I don't know. Is Nookie getting paid?
Nookie lives with the
Nookie
captain.
gets paid in treats.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like it'd probably be a pretty similar pay line.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more useful than Nookie most of the time.
I think
Just saying it.
just like thinking ahead without giving any spoilers, I think that she does consider you part of the crew. I mean,
Yay.
so you would get your cut.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. That's not true.
Shiny coins.
Rufus wants adventure and stuff. He was excited to get on the boat, but he does need money. He knows that because when you live on the streets and you don't have any and you have to eat rotten fish heads out of the trash can, money is helpful.
It's true.
Roly poly
Right.
fish heads.
Let's take a quick 2-minute break.
Okay. I'll check on the puppy.
Cool.
Yeah.
I
I'll
won't.
be right back as well.
Sarah, you sit there. Don't move while all of us leave.
I'll guard the post.
You don't actually have to sit. I was joking.
So is Stephen building like the structure from 13 Ghosts in his office there?
Did just notice that. Looks like some glass display cases.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's in front
Yeah,
of his
I mean-
couch. I think he's just building it in there.
okay.
He's probably reorganizing, I'm guessing.
Makes sense.
Make sure that picked up on the audio.
In the audio.
What was it?
Me opening up a can.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. Oh, yeah,
Damn
it
it.
picked up on Reaper, probably.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Probably
What,
one of
did
those things where
your
it
bathroom
peaked and so
break?
Discord dropped it.
Yeah, I really hope my bathroom break picked up. I definitely want that.
Oh, so
Definitely.
Richard brought
You're
up
my-
something. Are you building the 13 Ghost house behind you?
Huh?
Stephen,
What?
are you building the thing from 13 Ghosts?
I haven't seen
behind
the
you?
13 Ghosts.
Oh,
What?
Well, are
It's
you
a
talking about
Matthew
this
Lillard
right
movie.
here?
yeah.
Those are just like clear glass cabinets, and they're supposed to be over there on the wall, but there's stuff on the floor, and I had moved them, and I had to take everything out of them to move them out of the way because I needed to get to that wall because that's where the internet comes in.
Mm.
And just my office has been so messy that I haven't had a chance to move them back and put things back on them. So they're just sitting in the middle of the room.
I see.
Yeah. But you can see Ghostface right there.
Yeah.
But you should definitely check out 13 Ghosts.
Yeah, 13 Ghosts is one of my favorite horror movies. And it's got
good.
Matthew Lillard.
well, I
All right,
mean,
you lost me.
Yeah. I was considering getting rid of the ghost face because of that. Matthew Lillard. The douchebag. Not really. He was
So-
actually very
He
very
was really
polite to
nice,
us.
yeah.
There's a D&D group that I follow on Instagram, and he has been playing with them actually recently.
Mhm.
He did a
Cool.
whole campaign with them.
That is
He
nice.
didn't accept our offer to come to.
Yeah, he ignored
No,
my request.
I think we should send him a letter now that he's got his toes wet.
Now that you're
he
not
should-
an amateur, Matthew, you can
Now
finally
that he has some
Huh.
experience with
guest
D&D.
guest on our show.
I mean, if Matthew Lillard wants to come on our show, we'll have him on. Absolutely. We'd love to have him. It would be super cool. He was friendly.
Yeah.
Unless it's one of those kinds of things where he doesn't like go when people want him to be there. Because in that case, we don't want him to be here. Like, please don't come onto our show.
Immediately bursts into our Discord.
If he'll come on our show, if we buy his D&D kit, I'll buy his D&D kit if he'll come on the show.
I think the cheapest one is $600 or something.
Yeah.
I'll have Creative Typo buy the D&D kit.
I don't even think we have that much. I don't even think Creative Typo has that much money like on hand right now.
I'll borrow it from Matthew Lillard. He's our friend.
Hey, Matthew Lillard, can I borrow $600 to give you
Maybe
for that D&D set?
Did we ever hear from Meatloaf's lawyers? Maybe he left us some like a mask of his
God.
estate.
We're in the will.
We tried to help
You
him
were
with,
part of
or
the
y'all
Meatloaf
tried to help him
estate.
with the mask, you know.
We tried. I don't know if he ever found it.
He was walking around for a while.
He
very,
was.
very, very fast.
He seemed so full of life.
All right.
That's horrible.
What was the bit that y'all did?
Oh, we didn't do a bit. We talked about a new bit.
The-
We never
Yeah.
came
It
up with
was,
one.
we pretended like we were doing another bit, and then we ended up doing the other bit
the
instead.
same old bit.
But
We,
didn't
said,
Oh.
we told them to give us a new bit.
So
Yep.
we did
did.
talk to
We were
people.
Yeah, we
We got
supposed
some
to.
gave
suggestions.
Yeah.
What was the suggestion?
What were the
Scroll.
suggestions? Yeah.
I'm scrolling.
I thought
do
y'all
it
did
over
it, but-
Discord.
Mead
patron.
recommended a movie, book, or music recommendation of the month.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think that was the only recommendation.
And then he also asked about if we would ever consider recording Morons, quote unquote, live either in
yeah.
Discord or recording our video for Patreon.
Done. We're recording live in Discord right now.
It's funny you
But
should
allowing-
mention that.
it's just not
allowing
public.
Patreons to kind of watch.
Oh, that. Yeah.
They wanted a behind the scenes look.
Mm-hmm.
So either we could potentially open up where patrons could watch and comment, as they're going,
Mm-hmm.
or we could record the videos and post to Patreon later.
Well, the book, movie, music recommendation, that'd be easy.
That's easy. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I collect.
We're gonna have to
I
figure
collect
out the
movies.
logistics on how we want to go about the live
Yeah.
session.
You can set permissions to where people can watch, but they can't.
Yeah, I mean,
Or-
we already do it for. Well, I don't personally, but they already do it for a Fool's Quest. They're
Yep.
WTF.
Yeah, WTF. Yeah, we would just have to be ready to do it, which we were not ready because everybody's life is in chaos right now.
It's insane.
But it is something that
fantastic.
we would be willing to do. I think.
Yeah. We did it for our last Morons, I think,
Yeah.
of the last campaign.
Yeah.
See, the main
And
thing
then we
is
lost the video.
we need to have the ability to like plan things in advance. And like with this session, I don't think any of us knew for certain when we were going to be recording until maybe a few hours ago.
100%.
Yeah.
I woke up 30 minutes before because I wasn't feeling well, and I've been driving all week, which is not normal for me, like out of town to go to doctor's appointments like every day in different directions on the same day. And it's just, I've been a mess this week.
Yeah.
And puppy spayed, so that's watching her.
Mhm.
So it's been in everybody's
So,
life. It's just chaos right now. We'll figure it out. I promise we will figure it out.
Yep.
I can recommend a movie or two because I just started doing Letterboxd, and so that's fun. If anyone likes documentaries and hasn't seen it, you should watch one called American Movie. It came out in 1999. It's about a guy in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who wants to make, like a feature film, and like all of his like family and his friends that help him with this. And it's very honest, and it's very funny, in terms of like you're watching real people do things. So funny things happen, and the main character guy, he's a character, and he, but you can tell he knows what he knows stuff about film. He knows what he's talking about, but he's just sort of like he's poor, you know, like, and so it's really, really interesting. So if you like documentaries just about people and stuff, like that is a good one to watch. It's called American Movie.
I watched Bolt
I can
this
recommend other
week.
movies. Huh?
I watched Bolt this week.
Oh, I watched Wild Things last night for the first time. That movie was a hoot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Watch Wild Things. It's crazy.
Let's see. I just binged something while I was working this week, and now I can't remember the name of it.
It was the school one, right?
School Spirits on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1 aired, I think, at the end of last year. It was interesting. Got a little sci-fi to it, a little mystery to it.
So definitely not anything like new by any means, but I don't think I've really been terribly vocal about this recommendation, so I figure this is fine to start with. I'm going to say that people should go out there and find Jazz Emu on YouTube.
Yes.
He puts out music that is mostly comical. Definitely has this kind of funk 70s kind of vibe to the stuff that he does, and it's just a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. I've actually posted links in the Books TV.
I have as well, but you know, I've never like fully just like, hey, everybody needs to go check this out. So I'm going to say that now.
Yeah, everybody needs to go check out Jazz Emu. If you like comedy and funk, then it's right up your alley. And even if you don't, you may like this.
It's true.
Well, I mean, I'm a huge 40K mark, so I have just finished The End and the Death Part 3 for the Siege of Terra series. That was pretty good, but I have another recommendation that has absolutely nothing to do with Warhammer. I was listening to this. I never finished it, and I'm going to start it up again now that I've kind of finished the Warhammer book series for now. It's an it's originally for Audible, but you can get it in paperback. It's a book series called We Are Legion, We Are Bob. Mm-hmm. Essentially what it is, I don't know if you guys have heard of it before, but there is I guess he's a scientist, or like he's a someone who's in the tech field, and essentially he is talking about, like, you know, uploading your conscious essentially to, like, you know, a device. He gets killed basically going to a conference, and he's hitting the street, and he wakes up 117 years later, uploaded to essentially a space probe that has the ability to replicate itself. And essentially he is sent out into space and basically is on a mission to explore space, you know, being, you know, uploaded to a probe.
So it's just like RoboCop.
Kind of. But it's strange because, like, he basically, like, creates copies of himself, but, like, each copy of himself is, like, you know, kind of an aspect of himself. So he loves
like Multiplicity.
Mm-hmm.
Starring Michael Keaton.
So like he has a consciousness that he nicknames Riker, and even has the voice of, like, a stylized voice
Jonathan
of Riker.
Frakes?
Yes.
Okay.
He loves Simpsons, so he has a split of his conscious that is named Homer but sounds like Homer. It's
mascot for the Charlotte Knights?
No. Killing me, man.
I want off this train.
But it was real. I was listening, coming back from Wisconsin for the fishing trip. It was a really interesting concept. So I would recommend that.
I actually, because I was looking for recommendations after Expeditionary Force, and Reddit was telling me the We Are Bob. So I have it in my Audible, and I haven't listened to it yet.
Give it a listen. It was pretty good. And apparently there's like 4 books in that series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then it came out a while ago, but it bears mentioning again. If you have not watched Godzilla -Zero, please do yourself a favor and go watch that movie. It is awesome.
So good.
I'm waiting for the new season of Survivor because I'm into that. And while I've been waiting since season 45,
Survivor Farzine.
I've been binging Survivor from season 1 up because I missed a lot of seasons over the years, and I just started season 11, and I kind of don't like most of the older seasons. I think it's slow and boring, but they're key moments to the development of the game into what it is now. So I'm enjoying that part of it, and there's good moments in it, but most of it's slow and boring, especially early on. And some people will hate me for that. Some people will agree, but I like Survivor, so I'm going to continue.
I'm in the middle of the season 2 of Law and Order. I've never watched it before.
I like Law and Order.
I've only got like 18 and a half seasons to go before, I would have to jump to the new revival one.
Mm-hmm.
And it bears mentioning because we can also do recommendations as well. For those who play video games, which I'm going to go ahead and assume it's most of us, pick up Helldivers 2. That game is just fucking rad. I played the first Helldivers when it was on PlayStation, where it was top down, and this one is third person. And it's dumb fun. It's just, it's super. Imagine like Starship Troopers, but it's over the top levity in terms of, like all the propaganda and everything. So you were a part of
Star Trek Troopers.
Mm-hmm. So instead of the Federation, you're a part of Super Earth. Oh. And your job is to spread super democracy across the galaxy.
That
sounds fun. Okay.
Yeah, it does.
It's fun. It's 4-person co-op.
Are we not doing
drop
that
in,
already?
drop out. But with but you use like giant orbital cannons to spread managed democracy across the galaxy by wholesale slaughtering bugs and robots, but at the same time also getting killed yourself because it is super easy to die in that game.
Well, I know who would love this game if you slaughter bugs.
Yeah, everybody,
and that is our listeners.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Please visit watchbugsdie.com.
So what you're saying is you're going to start streaming Helldivers 2 on Watchbugs.
It's just a feed of
do I need to make a Twitch account called watchbugsdie.com?
Yes.
Yeah, and
only
I'll
play games where you kill bugs.
And I'll put that on.
So like that Earth Defense Force,
the watchbugsdie.com.
That
website.
little game with the fly swatter.
Oh yeah, from Mario Paint.
Yep. maybe that's my independent project for creative typo.
Niche.
You're hearing it evolve right here, folks.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to sit down and discuss Wild Things? Because now I want to do that. All right, we're probably done now.
I think we're done.
Thank you for listening to our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We very much appreciate your listening, Idge.
And I especially would like to give a thank you to Jeremy Allen White for listening in today.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
And Matthew Lillard.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks again, bud.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give a special thanks to somebody here because I thought that y'all would mention it in the last Morons, but Sarah is helping me edit the episodes now, and just wanted to put that out there.
I
Sarah
think we mentioned
continues
it.
to do Sarah things.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We mentioned it. I don't think we were appreciative, but we mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
She does
I was
everything,
waiting for
and I
it,
have
but
no
I
idea how.
I didn't remember hearing it. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I might have missed it.
You could be. I don't know. We were too busy, celebrating your absence.
We were not.
I heard it. You can't lie.
I mean, I do enjoy a totally unhinged, unsupervised Morons.
It was actually less unhinged than I was expecting.
We actually stayed on track really well.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
y'all did better.
I tried
without
really
me.
hard to keep us on track.
I feel like y'all do it to me on purpose. When I'm
Why would you think that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, thank you everybody for listening. And if I don't think we mentioned it, but you can go and listen to our uncut full sessions of the episodes with everything,
The long cut.
pretty much everything left in. if you become a patron. All tiers get it. So
we mentioned that for about 45 minutes the last time.
You did.
So
we plugged real good
on this
episode. But yeah, those are super fun. It's more of this kind of stuff that happens off on the side when we get distracted while we're playing, or take a break and take a minute to get back and roll. So
Morons.
It's a good time. So you can find the link to the Patreon on creativetypo.com. You can go to microphonesandmonsters.com if you want. Mikesandmonsters.com. Watch Bugs Die still works. Thanks again to our patrons. You guys help make it possible, and help make things better here. So it's cool.
And we're on YouTube and X. Are we still on X?
I mean, we have an account there,
Sky.
but it's honestly, like, I don't know what to do on social media. Like, our biggest social media is Discord. So if you want to like interact with us and be a part of things,
Join
get on Discord. It's our active social media. Everywhere else, it's like you don't know where to post anymore because everything is like falling apart or growing or dying out or being canceled or something. And like Discord is good to us, at least. Like at least our fans on Discord are good to us, and that's the place to be. And that's in the
you can head in there,
notes.
ask us questions. We can answer them in the episodes if you want.
Spoiler channel,
like in the Morons episodes.
Yep.
There's spoiler channels. There's spoiler free channels. So just go and visit us in Discord. It's just Creative Typo in Discord, right? That's how you get to it.
Well,
I was linked to it on the Creative Typo.
We lost.
I was sent a link.
The link is in the description of the episode. Yeah. We lost our goal level or our boost level, so we don't have the custom link anymore.
Oh,
No.
But
we're 4 boosts shy.
Yeah.
We still have like custom like little emojis though. We don't have any ones for this.
Yeah, we still got that stuff, but we just lost the
campaign
link.
one. Little stickers. We need to make
Plus
ones for
the other
campaign
shows.
two.
Yeah. We'll
the
have to
other
make
shows
more.
have icons too, so it's cool. It's cool. We should have more stickers.
Yeah.
Stickers.
Yeah, we
make sound on the soundboard.
Oh, is there a soundboard?
All right.
We
I
do
didn't know
that.
there was
We
a
do it with,
soundboard.
there's you can do like a custom soundboard for sounds. I know in the Discord that Sarah and I play games on, we have a bunch of funny ones that we use.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay. Cool.
It
Have to
looks
check
like
it
there
out.
are some already in there for a Fool's Quest because there's a lot of extra ones in here.
Oh, let me play one real fast.
I was
My
left out of
favorite
the
one
loop.
is still
The duck.
the duck.
I don't think those are going to show up on the recording.
No,
they
they're
don't.
not.
Oh, that's in the live. Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, those
What's-
are the,
Oh, I see.
What's this one?
Oh no.
We're gonna get sued.
okay, we're laughing at things the audience can't hear.
Isn't that great?
Join our Discord.
Join our Discord.
Join the
and-
Discord, please.
Please.
And we have to end the show now. We have
we
to
do.
end it. Everyone say goodbye.
Thank you.
We'll
We
be
love you
gone.
all.
Everyone.
But not for
Bye.
long.
Yes.
Bye.
See you guys soon.
I almost hung up the call instead of stopping recording.
Mike.
Bye.
All right. Okay. Next time on Microphones and Monsters. I need to say something as Rufus, and that way I can get into the voice. DC 15 con save when taking more than half your HP. And now do more as Steven. Next time on Microphones and Monsters. That one was stupid. Next time on Microphones and Monsters?